I love when I see a gray hair that just is into technology.
Yeah.
They're just rocking. They got their iPad. They got the iPad Pro with the pencil, and they're just rocking out.
I think you have to be into it enough to just keep up with the world. You don't have to do what the 2 generations down are doing, but at least
you don't need to be on TikTok, but be able to use the device.
Okay.
Although, have you seen the Twitch streamers that like play video games, and it's like there's a grandma that plays Call of Duty, and she's actually good.
That's funny.
And then just different older people have started streaming Twitch.
It's funny on like YMH when they show those TikToks and stuff, and all the embarrassing ones they're older.
Oh yeah.
But so I go into the restroom the other day at work, and there's not that many guys who work there.
Yeah.
On a given day, like men.
Yeah.
Who are in the building on a given day.
They're not into accounting, or they're not into hospitals.
Yeah, exactly. So
you didn't answer my question.
What?
The men. There's not a lot of men accountants, or there's not a lot of men
I
that think to work at a hospital.
There's not that many men who are either in accounting or C-level people.
Oh, really? That's surprising.
Well, that are
Usually
in the building.
Cis white
that
males are all the alphabet people.
No, we have a white, we have an Indian, we have an AA, another, and then there's probably the rest are white.
But those are girls?
No, we have some other white men. Actually, anyways, but so usually who's in the stall by a shoe. Now, okay, because there's not a lot of people on my floor,
right?
Especially now,
the vid
post-COVID, and nobody's come back to work.
Right.
Maybe we'll talk about that today. Maybe we'll talk about that next time. Usually you can tell via shoes who's in the stall. Oh, and what I was going to say is like, usually if you have to do a number 2, there's so few people that
no one even knows you're there.
If you feel, exactly. So if you feel like you need to do a 2 and there's somebody in one of the 2 stalls, you just go back to your desk, wait 5 minutes,
that guy's
wait
not
10
peeing
minutes
for a while.
Yeah.
You go back.
Yeah, and then go back. But this time, couldn't wait.
1 bathroom per floor?
1, yeah. Yep.
By the elevator.
An M and an F per floor.
Do you have a central elevator, bathroom, wall, and then all the offices are in a circle around it?
Correct. So there's a guy in there, and he's playing videos when I go in. And I could tell, it didn't seem like it was TikToks. It seemed like it was Reels, because there was some like... It was
TikToks you heard 2 months ago.
Exactly. There's some old sounds. Yeah. Yeah. So, but he's playing. So immediately I'm thinking, oh, maybe this guy has headphones in and it's so quiet and echoey in the bathroom.
Yeah.
That maybe it just sounds louder than it is. Then I'm like, no, it's definitely coming from a central phone location. And it's a little bit louder than just extra headphone noise. Even if you were old and played it loud, because the person was wearing those kind of like slip-on Skechers that are like suede-ish.
I had an old guy on the train. He knew it was playing out of sound, like he didn't have headphones or anything. And he was trying to put his hands over, like, just like... Like how you would block someone from looking at it. That's how he was trying to block the sound that was on full blast.
It was making it louder.
Yeah.
More focused.
He's just going like this around it. And we're all like, dude.
Yeah. And so I go in there and I try to, because I'm thinking maybe it is coming through his headphones, I bring and that's another thing. There's a guy who never, ever pees in the urinal. He always goes to the back stall and lifts the thing up and pees standing up back there. Yeah, he's got to be a shy peer, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I go to put the seat down, and I just let it slam with my foot.
Yeah.
And just go crack. It just echoes so loud. Nope, just goes right on playing.
Next video.
Yeah, just keeps going on the vids. And he must have played like 5 or 6 before he like committed to wiping. And he had one of those stinky coffee poops.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you hardcore coffee drinkers out there, the acid.
Mm-hmm. In the morning.
Oh, the last acidy pooper does not work there anymore. And I was just like happy to see him go because that acrid sort of burning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
comes out fast though.
So but I could see his feet. You know the Skechers that are like the old man slip-ons, and they kind of have the point that goes a little bit like this.
Is this dress?
That little tab.
Is this the dress Sketcher or no?
Yeah, they're kind of like blue suede. Don't step on my blue suede shoes.
Yeah.
But I couldn't figure out why.
They're committed
bathroom,
to the bid.
So committed to the bid.
Interesting.
And actually, somebody came in to pee after, and when he was walking out, and even his voice I didn't recognize. But I didn't do any recon.
Interesting.
Because there's a small pathway. There's like the seaside doesn't wrap around. There's a wall over there.
Have
so
to like go through everybody.
Exactly. You would have to go.
Be like, what are you doing here?
Exactly.
Boy? That's funny. I always use the handicap stall at my work because I always wonder why it's even there.
You ever heard of the ADA?
Yeah. Trust me, at my work, I remember like 9-hour ADA training. Remember?
Yeah, I remember. We did a whole episode about the deaf person.
Blind.
Oh, man, I was going to say that, and then I changed it.
Vision impaired.
It was a lady, though.
Yeah, her boyfriend died.
Her boyfriend died in Ireland or something? Oh, wait, no.
He's from Ireland.
Yeah, yeah.
And she wants to go back. She has no friends or family. Anyways, this episode is brought to you by White Claw Spirits.
Oh,
this is like a new bougie White Claw. It's not your basic malt liquor alcoholic seltzer. This is triple wave filtered trademark
triple wave
vodka.
Trademark.
Thoughts?
Do you think you're stressed and that's why you're having another one?
Yeah, I was looking so forward to having these when I brought them. I almost had one before I came, but I can't. But I couldn't because they were new.
You could have. It would have been okay.
I couldn't. I wanted the shared experience with you.
Shared experience. Shing.
That is good. That does taste more natural and fresh than the Truly.
I was like
from last week.
I almost was like, oh, this is double, but then I took a drink. I took a second drink and I was like, no, it's definitely triple wave certified
vodka.
What is it?
Triple wave.
Blended? Filtered.
Yeah.
Wave pool.
I'm gonna do second sip.
They send it through the wave pool. You know, they were talking about
Wild Waves.
They were talking about first kisses. Oh, Rick Glassman was talking about first kisses.
Uh-huh.
And I sometimes say Katrina Sanders was my first kiss when I was 14.
Yeah, Hurricane Katrina.
Hurricane Katrina Sanders, what I called her ahead of time. Because I was prescient about that too.
Mm-hmm. Premonition.
But really, my first kiss was in the wave pool at the Wild Waves.
Whoa!
When that girl came out of the water.
Wait. You told me about this?
Yeah, this is a long time ago. But I'm just swimming around. I'm there with Dad and Poppy.
Oh, wait, Wild Waves?
Yeah.
What? This is blowing my mind.
Wait, I must have been 9. Because he was dead at 10.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I have no...
Dude, I'm a playa.
I have no recollection about this. I don't think you told me about this.
I'm swimming around.
She came out like, what's that called? Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Yeah.
You seen that?
But she was still in the water, so she didn't come out of the water. It was more like a siren, meeting me at where the sky meets the sea, and pops out, her and a friend.
Yeah. Did you know her?
No, I didn't know anybody.
Randos.
Rando
hose.
Kissed me on the mouth.
Whoa.
Mouth kiss.
Do you think she was 9?
No.
What?
Maybe I had a look of an older man.
He had a little mustache.
Yeah, maybe the water darkened my mustache.
Yeah.
So she mistook me for a man of modest
Greater
means. And planted a kiss on my mouth.
Wow.
And then left. And they giggled to each other and then left. I mean, they were playing games with me for sure.
Obviously. As every woman does.
I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy
mine
it,
was
though.
only 9th grade. Unless there was some...
My real one was 8th grade. But
yeah. A real one was 9th grade. Was that late?
I don't think so.
What was that? 14?
You hear these people on these podcasts, especially comedians, they're like these troubled, psychotic children. And they're like, I was...
banging at 14.
I was 12 years old banging my meth-addled 55-year-old neighbor.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, no, I don't think that's normal.
So I like Pete Holmes. I grew up in a church or whatever. Yeah. What was his name?
Stress.
Yeah, I was so excited to have these. And I knew I wasn't working tomorrow.
Are you stressed? Because when I remember you from being younger, I feel like when you were stressed, you'd opposite. You would starve.
When did I starve?
In your relationship troubles. Maybe you just look like a Holocaust victim all the time.
There was a time where I had hepatitis A. Full-blown hepatitis A. With no doctoral help. Thanks, Obama. And
was that when you got that throat infection or whatever?
Oh yeah, that was when my first STD test when I was like 12 or 13.
You got it from a freaking Wild Waves mermaid.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Somebody stuck her tongue down my throat. Now I got white bumps in there.
Yeah, I had like white bumps on my mouth, tonsil, throat area inside. And then I go to the doctor and they're like, can we have your mother leave the room, please?
Wait, this is true?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear this part.
And then Mom was reluctant to do that. And then...
did he touch you?
I know. That was my physical. Turn your head and cough.
The basketball season.
Yeah. Why is that even a thing? And...
You can see them.
Anyways, he's like, are you sexually active? And I'm like, what's that? No, just kidding. I was like, no, definitely not. Haven't even kissed a girl yet. And then Mom comes back in the room.
Like, I like this idea.
Where are we going?
Implanted an idea in my head.
Where are we going with this? And
she's like, whoa, you can be sexually active now?
What?
Nobody told me.
And then so it comes back in because they did like a little test on the swab test of whatever sort of like bacteria or virus it was.
Yeah, Brennan swab.
And it was more, it was like very likely in people that had immune deficiencies like AIDS or whatever. Yeah, HIV AIDS. And so.
That guy thought you were BFing?
Something.
Jeez. So
they did
BFing at 12.
They did a STD screen.
You would definitely be a comedian now for sure.
Yeah. and so it was, but I was just the other percentile that caught it who knows how. And it was just
Were you at a hot springs?
No. It was just I don't even remember it that much. I think it kind of like felt like strep throat if I remember correctly. I don't even remember.
You got mono one time, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, you didn't?
I don't think I ever got that whore disease from high school. But yeah,
that's funny.
But yeah, that was weird. I always get the weird things like the hepatitis A and the HIV.
I get the cool
mouth stuff.
I get the cool kisses from strangers.
Yeah. So yeah, that was weird. But yeah, I just.
But you don't think traditionally, if you got stressed in the past, I always think of like Dad. Every time he gets stressed, he loses 70 pounds or whatever because he's just like.
Or that one time he got shingles.
Yeah.
Every time I have like an itch on the back of my arm, I'm like, maybe it's shingles because Dad had it on the back of his arm.
Well, Tammy's mom had it in her eyes, and it was like very.
That sounds horrible.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Get your shingle shot, people. When you get older, you can get a vaccination.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think I don't know. Maybe it's different because now I'm an adult.
Well, yeah, for sure.
And I buy my own food, so now when I get stressed, I just go to town on everything I shouldn't, like boxes of cereal. And this was like prepping for the wedding and stuff. When I should, people think like, oh, I need to get into my wedding bod.
That's what I was gonna say. You're gonna have first picks with your child.
I had 0. Yeah, we haven't talked about it on the pod. There's a child on the way. Breaking news.
It's going to be another 2 weeks.
Pretty much, yeah. There's a baby child girl on the way. And so from then, before the wedding, until now, it just transitioned from wedding stress to baby stress. And so I never once thought I need to like look good for the wedding or whatever because it's a 3-piece suit. I mean, come on. If Donald Trump can wear it, I can wear it. And so I never felt like that. And so I was like stressing all the time buying. I got addicted to anything that has the sweet, sour sugar on it, like Sour Patch Kids. And then now they came out with Sour Patch
Did you try that Swedish
Peaches.
Fish energy drink?
I haven't. They have not Swedish, Sour Patch Peaches, which already peach rings were one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
And so now
Sour Patch you were the peach ring generation.
Yeah, and then Sour Patch Strawberries. And so yeah, those are gummy worms, anything that has the like sugary sweetness on it, peach rings, whatever.
Dude, that's making my mouth water just talking about it.
And so all those, and anytime I go to the grocery store, just get a donut out of the fresh donut case.
Really?
Yeah. And then going out of town for work and eating nonstop. Just like eating.
But it's
all
like
the time.
stress.
But I feel like
But do you have like thoughts when you do it? Because I
feel
would say
like-
most of my
I feel like it's not like I'm so stressed I need to eat.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's that when I do eat something that I like,
Yeah.
that's like a positive, dopamine hit.
Right. I mean, that's for sure what I was doing when I would overeat and, still, like I said. But for me, it's more traditionally me overeating has been about either flagellations, kind of like punishing yourself kind of thing.
Flagellations? Don't they have like Beano or whatever for that?
Self-flagellation.
Flatulence?
It's kind of like punishing yourself or just
It's
being
not
like,
that.
F it.
It's definitely not punishing myself or F it even. It's just like, this is nice. This is good. Like this.
Isn't this nice?
Like I keep randomly buying barbecue Pringles from the gas station for some reason.
Oh, that's weird.
And then I'll eat the whole
Especially
thing
when
in one
there's
day.
Tim's Cascade.
I'm not a Tim's Cascade barbecue fan.
Those are good.
Baked Lay's barbecue. Those are good.
Oh, those are good.
Something about the texture of the baked Lay's and the Pringles.
Yeah.
The fake potato chip. So yeah, I just keep eating all that stuff.
Do you have any more stress
And
habits?
candy. Like I never ate candy for the last 5 years hardly.
Yeah.
Once in a while. You know,
Right.
grab a Kit Kat bar from
Right.
the U-Scan or whatever. Now it's like just over and over and over again.
But it's stress like you feel actually anxious in some way besides that?
Yeah, I've been having nightmares.
Have you been having stress dreams?
Stress dreams, yep. Of like work mishaps, random people stressing me out.
Ugh.
Just like the weirdest things. One messed me up for like 2 days. Because I like thought it was real, but it obviously wasn't.
Yeah.
But then for like 2 days, I kept thinking about it.
That's so weird. I just think like I don't really get stressed out unless it's like intense in the moment. Like sometimes if the kids get sick, it didn't happen this time, but
more in the moment.
A couple months ago, Declan got sick, and then immediately I felt like I was gonna throw up. I was sick for like 36 hours. I was just like, I have weird, like when.
Are you sure you weren't just sick?
Yeah, it happened when Landon was born too. He was.
Yeah, I don't get like
he was only like a few hours old, and I was so sick. I left the hospital and I went and I slept at her aunt's house but it was as if I was so sick that.
Oh yeah, I don't get that. It's like sometimes I get
that just started
like
a few years ago
or something. I get kind of like antsy.
Yeah,
like I need to like be doing something or whatever. I don't get sick. But yeah, it's like I've woken up sometimes too where it's like I was clenching my teeth. I can feel that like my teeth are all sore from clenching them.
Maybe I'm a sociopath.
Why? Because you get sick?
No, because I don't get stressed.
I don't get stressed
that anxious
99% of the other time.
Yeah.
When everyone else does.
I suppose a wedding and having a child is an okay thing to get stressed about.
Yeah.
Or a natural thing. Not okay.
Yeah, so like, yeah, it's just... And it's funny because, like, some days I'll be like, oh, yeah, having a baby. Awesome. It's going to be great. Blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, then there's, like, the next day I'm like, I don't have enough money. Like, I don't know anything what to do. Blah, blah, blah. I'm, like, freaking out.
That's what I was going to say. Is it more, like, conscious? So when Tammy and I talk about anxiety, but she has, like, you know, she's borderline sort of, like, clinical anxiety. So when her anxiety is bad, she knows... the thoughts are, you know, her thoughts get to a place where they're like sort of like out of control, like irrational. I mean, there's like 0.1% rationality in them. That's what makes them so insidious. But you sort of know, but you just can't stop the anxiety. But so we differentiate between like your conscious thinking and your unconscious thoughts. Unconscious thoughts are people, like sometimes people call them like intrusive thinking. They're just the things that happen in your brain. You're not choosing to dwell on them. You're not choosing to think that thought. It just randomly pops into your head. And then we use the language of like, okay, but then what are the thoughts you dwell on? You know, what's your conscious thinking? So what's that like for you?
I think it's more the secondary. It's like the subconscious.
Yeah.
And then I have to be like, no, it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, as much as it comes up or whatever, I have to consciously be like, no, that's not really.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So if those thoughts pop in your head, you have an easy time kind of getting through them, but you just feel stressed for a while and then you buy something, or you.
Yeah.
You're like.
I'm not like distraught.
Like all day long, you're just sort of like...
No. It's like, it's just like moments. A lot of times, obviously, like before bed or whatever, you know, like when you're not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like normal life, everything else, I'm like known for not being stressed, like at work and things like that.
Yeah.
Like this at work, on this last trip, the engine, we go through the Cascade Tunnel, which is one of the longest tunnels in North America, 7.9 miles, and you go through it at around 45 miles an hour, I believe. I should know that.
It'd be nice if you're going around it at 245 miles an hour.
Right. But so it takes 15 minutes to go through, straight through a mountain. And so the engine dies because a freight train had just come through the tunnel going the other direction, so it's filled with all the exhaust. And then they close the door on one end, and they have these huge fans that blow like 1 million cubic feet of air a second or minute or something like that, that blow it all out. So the next train can go through. But it didn't.
In the tunnel has air?
Yeah. It blows all from one end, blows all the exhaust out, so the next train can go through.
I never thought about that. So interesting.
Because it's so long. It's like 8 miles long.
Modern engineering. Wow.
Yeah. And so we started going through. It didn't work good enough.
Maybe
enough.
Maybe the wind was blowing a certain way.
Whatever
or
reason.
pump was down.
I don't even know. But
need more refrigerant.
We get almost halfway through it, and engine gets bogged down because the exhaust.
Right.
It's not getting enough oxygen to fire.
You had to push?
Had to get out and push it. But like, no, there's like
up, down.
Oh, the little thing, the cart thing.
The cartoons.
Yeah. No, so it was like there's things we had to do, and we got it started back up and whatever. But it's kind of a scary thing. You're like in the middle of a 8-mile tunnel, and it's dark, and now it's quiet, and there's backup electricity, but there's no like.
Is there emergency lighting in the tunnel?
No. There's like a bay every 1,000 feet or something that just has a little door and a little light.
Crazy.
And an oxygen mask.
Where's the door go?
To the oxygen mask. It's like a closet.
Oh, yeah.
And it tells you like which way is closer to go to.
Yeah.
So I think it's 21 bays in there or something like that. And
Michael Bays.
Yeah. And so
Dr. Bays, shout out Dr. Bays and Mom.
So, but through all that, I stayed super calm, and like someone else there was getting like kind of antsy because they're newer and never been through it before.
Yeah,
they're getting kind of like what, freaking out a little bit, and then like the passengers like, what's going on? And then I made an announcement of what was happening, and some of the other staff, and was like, that was the perfect announcement, like to make, of like, let us know what's going on, but that like everything's okay, blah blah blah. And so like, and stress in other worlds, like doesn't happen, but now it's been happening.
Yeah,
and I've just been buying so much candy, and it's like I know it's bad through all of it. That's the other thing.
I think it's sometimes when you're responsible for other people too. Maybe that's part of it. Like
definitely, like when
if it was just you,
yeah,
in a environment, you could probably stay cooler. But then it's like
Lauren
and
with
future child, and
I feel like when other people are around, I'm more calm because I need to.
I know what you mean.
Calm. I need to be calm and in control and lead and whatever. But maybe it's when I'm by myself that I'm kind of like. Then I'm. Instead of like leading myself, I'm
because that instinct is override
with candy and whatnot.
Yeah, you're sort of it overrides your anxiety. Like, nope, I got a duty to do. Or
exactly.
Yeah,
that's usually how I get. Like when something crazy happens, is like I'm the calm one.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm definitely that way.
But I need to stop getting the man boobs. I'm getting. My pants aren't fitting.
The tatas.
Mm-hmm.
Mangina.
I think I just need the Adderall.
Maybe.
So I can consciously not
Actually,
do that.
I was thinking about that
and
the other
not
day
go to the gym.
I was thinking
I haven't been going to the gym ever since we moved. It's been hard.
I went
once.
I'll go tomorrow if you go tomorrow. Just kidding.
Okay.
I will go tomorrow.
I should go tomorrow. I went once to jiu-jitsu by my house because I had to like change gyms. It's not viable to go all the way to the old one at 5 a.m, especially.
Sorry, guys.
So sad. It was really sad. But then it's like I haven't gone, and it's just been hard.
I thought you had like a membership to
LA Fitness
workout gym.
Still paying for it.
But there's not probably one close to you.
It's very close. It's like 5 minutes away.
Oh, dang.
The jiu-jitsu gym is next to the LA Fitness, which is 5 minutes from my house.
Man.
I know. And I just keep eating.
I know. I got the Y that's 5 minutes from my house, or like 5 minutes walking from my work.
Oh, yeah.
My gym bag's at work right now.
Mm. You go like before or after work?
I got to start. I went a couple times when I was in my good habits phase. And then, like I said last week, I'm enjoying my bad habits.
You got to give yourself no excuses. You got to get 2 gym bags, one for work and one for home.
I mean, I'll go.
I need to go.
This week I already started getting up earlier. I've been going to work earlier so I can reset my schedule so I'm not at work so late, because I will work out like either on my lunch or after work.
Oh, you like that? Yeah, you like an afternoon workout?
I don't mind it, especially on the way home, because I don't have to worry about. You know how you shower, but then you get the little excess sweat after.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's the end of the day, I don't mind it that much.
Yeah, my prime time was actually during the COVID furlough when I did the competition.
Yeah.
Like going Monday to Friday, 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have to wait. Like I didn't have to wake up for anything else.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't working.
Yeah.
And so I would wake up at 5, go there at 5 in the morning, work out, and then I think I talked about this on here, get the coffee, have my morning time and with the TV
with the
or
Lord.
Whatever. Yeah. And then then it was like 9 o'clock by the time I was bored of TV or whatever. And I was like, I had the whole rest of my day.
Going to your prayer closet.
Dude, whatever. Praying in the closet, not in the street corner.
Yes.
I think I took that off.
I know you did.
I think I took it off when
on
the wedding stuff was coming
It was on your
up.
bio for so long. It's so funny.
I know. So yeah, I need to get back to that prime time. Just ready to freaking choke some guy out.
Well,
break some guy's knee in half.
I wanted to say this. One thing. Now, you expressed your love for me under the influence.
I don't think I was thinking about that today, actually. And I don't think I meant to say, I love you from the podcast. I think I meant to say something along the lines of, I love you, and because of the podcast, we've got to spend so much time together and, whatever, build our relationship.
It'll just always be funny because of the way you said it, but I also know it was, even though you were 27 drinks in at that point, I know it was earnest, and what you said actually was nice.
Did I say something after I love you because of the podcast?
It was everybody else's was longer, but that's fine.
That was at the cigar bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I remember my table announcement that you said was awkward at the dinner.
What?
When I just
thanked that was awkward.
I thought you said it was awkward. That it sounded forced.
Oh, I didn't say that. That must have been one of your boys.
No, I think that was you.
No, I didn't say that.
When we talked about the night.
The table announcement?
Yeah.
No.
When I said thank you all for being here.
At the restaurant?
Yeah.
I didn't say anything about the restaurant.
Oh.
I thought the restaurant was cool. Everything.
I thought you said it sounded like I wanted to say something, but it came out. You said like you knew I wanted to say something, but it was like.
Oh, I don't think so.
I don't know.
100% not now and not ever. I never felt that way, and I don't even remember you making an announcement at that dinner.
I thought I said something along the lines of, I appreciate all of you. Want to be where I am without you guys. Blah de blah de blah. And I wanted to get it out before I knew I would get inebriated, and that's what you said. It sounded like that it was like forced to get out because.
Oh, I would never say forced.
I think it's on episode 1. Blah, 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 blah. I think we can go back and listen.
Well, I 100% never. I didn't feel anything was forced.
I just love you. You guys are my boys.
Because you announced your child at that point as well.
Yeah. Which I wasn't supposed to do. Yeah, I think it was around that time. No, because I announced the child because everyone else was talking about their childs and how much they loved them. And I was like, I want to be a part of this. Because everyone else there had a child.
Well, I was going to say this. Now, maybe this...
Do you edit these burps out?
Yeah,
the pauses?
I do. Sorry. I had too many beverages. Actually, I didn't have too many beverages. I only had one.
There's pineapple, cherry, and watermelon.
I only had 1 1/3 beverage. I just mean I leaned over because I'm a little bit cold, and then my burp was thrust out of me. I've been trying to up my verb game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
this is going to be a little forced, but because it's definitely on the podcast. But, and I could have said this when it's not on the podcast, but it is genuine. I was thinking a couple weeks ago, well, it's funny you said Kathy Gertson tonight, because...
You have cancer.
Because I have cancer. I need to tell you. No, a couple weeks ago, I just found myself, and we did not imbibe or anything.
The coffee pod from a couple weeks ago.
No, it was the first time we recorded after I was laughing really hard on the first one. Usually I laugh harder on the second one because there has been some imbibing, mild imbibing.
4.5%.
Sometimes I can't tell if it's a conversation because we're a second hour in. So there's more
looser.
Yeah. But I was laughing, and I did feel like then, like, oh, I really missed this. And I will say this way. I'll preface what I'm saying to hopefully make it sound more real. You know, since I've been on these pills, the way I explain it to Tammy, so I have been like more complimentary of Tammy, more just talking about what she means to me, how much she loves me, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I would feel like...
Now posting on Facebook about it?
I'm going to draw a weird connection, but it makes sense physiologically, and I'm just sorry that this has to be the... example. But sometimes during physical intercourse...
Oh, no, I was kidding.
Some of those nicer, like, complimentary... It's not just compliments, but it's just more, like, forthcoming with, like, nicer, saying nicer things.
The well overfloweth.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes I would actually feel bad for it because I would feel like...
I meant to say cup overfloweth.
Everything overfloweth. Stuff was spilling everywhere. And
hopefully not on the rocks.
Onan. Sorry, Onan.
Hopefully not on thorns and rocks.
Sometimes I would kind of feel bad for Tammy because I would feel like... I almost feel like, am I lying? Like, not that I'm lying because everything I'm saying is something I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. But I'm not as forthcoming with those kind of words in my everyday life.
Yeah.
So I feel like, does Tammy feel like this is just isolated to, sex or whatever like that? And I would sort of feel bad. But as soon as I started taking these pills, and I actually noticed it the first couple of days on Wellbutrin, although that went away. Mm-hmm. But ever since I've been on Adderall.
Are you off the other and onto the Adderall?
Oh, yeah. I haven't taken Wellbutrin for over a year.
Okay.
Because it wasn't helping me that much.
Yeah.
And it was just hurting my stomach too much. But so ever since I've been on Adderall, I've just been more forthcoming with compliments, just
feelings,
being nicer, feelings. And it actually made me feel better about those old times. And I'd feel like, oh, I bet what was happening is my dopamine was reaching a certain level where I could actually feel good feelings, and my feelings would actually like, you know, or like my dopamine or my words would actually reach a level where they started like actually coming out of me, and I didn't have this like super bad feelings weighing me down. And so that's what I feel like now. I even started crying to Tammy a couple of days ago because I have all of these. I feel like it's unlocked because I tell her like, man, all these feelings were sort of inside of me. They were just being suppressed by either energy levels or bad feelings or doom and gloom. But I can't believe how much was related to my actual like just physiology.
Yeah.
And how much a pill has changed my personality. And it made me feel better about those times because I noticed that immediately when I took Wellbutrin. I was grateful for everything for like a week. I was just like, thank you this, thank you that, thank you.
Yeah.
And that's how I've been since I started Adderall. But when we started recording again, I was like, oh, I kind of wish we didn't have a break because this feels really good.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I was laughing so much on that first episode re-recorded, besides you were saying really funny things, is just like, it just felt really good to be with you again. And I was saying, you know, ever since we got past the wedding and I could actually think about you having a kid and everything, it's like you've changed in my mind. And maybe this is a subconscious thing, but because I never consciously felt this way, but I was always calling you Landon and I was calling Landon you. And that must be like a Freudian.
Since when?
Since we started doing the podcast and everything.
Oh.
And I was like, that must be like a Freudian, like little brother sort of like younger person thing or something. But after you were married, and it could 100% be about the pills, and it probably is. But I just felt like, and we started recording then, it was just like, I felt like I saw you different and I feel different about you. Just the idea of you being, well, now you're married again. And it seems like, not that it was less real. And, I mean, there was just problems for a while before. Right. So it's just like, it's good to move on past that.
Yeah.
It's good, you know, now you're married again. Now you're having a kid. So all of a sudden it just like snaps into a different reality.
Right.
Almost, you know, a reality that, you know, hasn't been around for a lot of years. And I think that's most of it. So now I feel like I'm seeing you in a different light. We'll have more sort of in... You
saw A, B, and C version of me.
Saw what?
A, B, and C version of me at the...
Oh, yeah. Saw A, B, and C. But also we'll have a connection of like parenthood, and...
Yeah.
We'll have a connection of a good marriage and things like that. And so I have been feeling, since we had recorded that a couple of weeks ago, I have been feeling like an overwhelming sense of love for you. And I just want to say that I really do, you know, because we did take a break and we do this, you know, on such a regular basis, it does sort of get routine. So then when it was gone and came back, I was like, no, it sort of took that time to make me realize like how much this means to me, how much I love it, how much I love you. And of course, like doing your wedding, being a part of that, now having a kid and all that stuff, it's just like, it's sort of like maybe like emotional overload on top. But
yeah,
I wanted to make sure I say something like actually personal and not just say like, hey, it's good to hang out and do the podcast again. Yeah. I wanted to say it more seriously and say like, I do love you, and yeah.
I appreciate it.
And we'll see you next week, everyone.
No, I appreciate it. It's funny because during the break, I was like freaking out. I was like...
Started your stress.
No, I was like, I wanted to do the podcast, but I like knew I couldn't commit to it, you know?
Yeah.
I was like struggling with that.
Sorry.
Bong rip.
I just bit my lip hardcore. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, I was struggling, especially when it was like the week we should have done it. I was like freaking out. And then it was like the next week. It's like, I need to do it this week because then the next week is the wedding thing or whatever. And it was just like building up.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I appreciate the words and I'm not good at receiving them.
Yeah, that's good. You don't have to say anything back.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, I felt like these were 2 good episodes. Like, if you don't know, we record 2 episodes at a time. We had a good time. Talked about stress, church.
And then next, coming up soon, because this comes out. When does this come out?
2 weeks. Not this Monday. Next Monday.
Because
what's this Monday? The 6th?
Yeah, Monday the 6th.
So this is the 13th.
The 13th. Okay, then we got time to talk about it. Because this month is kind of full circle on the pod. We're coming back to the National Collie Competition. Collie Club of America.
So, yeah, please, this is a year of sharing with a friend. And whether you're in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Whether
Hot girls are not gatekeeping this year.
What?
Hot girls aren't gatekeeping this year.
Is that the thing?
Yeah. They're sharing their secrets.
Oh, yeah.
So share
your secrets.
Don't gatekeep.
Don't
share
gatekeep.
the pod.
Share
the Bad Brothers Podcast.